We are back with another one, out on the streets, bringing the news to you live. No, I'm not a newsman, never will be. Could be a weatherman though, get it right half the time. So we're back, and let me flip the script and talk about what I've figured out. I was doing a little more testing while you guys were gone. I don't know what you guys were doing, whether you were sleeping. I think maybe I like it like this. So let's try to figure out what's going on, okay? While you were gone, if you haven't checked out, if you just now joined this video, I got a whole nother one where I shot this guy out against the MK9. Dominated. Best spool maybe ever made. Probably not maybe, probably 100% for sure. This dude just flat works. So I was wondering, well, is it the reel? Is it the rod? Because this is bigger rod. So the wind, we've got wind. So while you were gone, I went and got the line off of this because I had it already on a spool, not on this reel. So that's basically what the Black Knight 2 will hold, or the Dark Wolf Ultra. And I put it on this reel because this one, as I've talked about, I don't have near as much as high as it could go. You know, this basically as much line as the MGL 30 Aldebaran holds. So I put all of that line on this, and I'm going to tell you what happened. I'm not going to show you, I'll just tell you. It does not like it for this bait. And it makes sense, you know, you're adding basically more weight and the spool line's coming off quicker. It did not like it. I had to go to the number 4 setting, and then it didn't like it. I got more distance throwing this little bait with just the line like it is, like I plan on fishing it, than when I put this line on. But when I put this bait on, so it makes sense, you know, the higher up your line, the bigger, more weight you go. I completely threw all the line that was this line completely off. This went across the sidewalk. So, and I didn't even go with this one. This one we haven't really hardly thrown much of anything. So I was like, wow. So yeah, definitely, like, my plans are, I'm just going to kind of run it as an all-around reel with this one, this spool's in it, so I'll probably leave it at that height. Now, say if I wanted to go full-on 15-pound braid, 15-pound leader, throwing my half-ounce chatterbaits and all that kind of stuff, which I might at some point, I'll probably take it up, which is almost all the way. So here on this test also, while you were gone, I came out here and I had, you know what, I need to switch this camera. Hang on. I got it all jacked up. Hang on a second. Hang on. I'm going to flip you guys around. Okay. We're back. I got to get you like on one side, not the other. So now we're back. Now you guys can see it's how you normally watch these casting videos. So while I was doing that, I double checked. If you guys remember right, what I've been casting with this reel, I said I think I had too much line, and I'm pretty sure I did. So I took a little more off this reel, and so we're just going to go and show you that it didn't really affect the casting overall though, but so this is what we were casting yesterday, same kind of bait. Everything pretty much is getting either out close to the middle of the street. The Black Knight 2 and the Dark Wolf Ultra are getting easily, I guess, middle of the street. These can kind of get close within a few feet. So I'm just going to try this one again. So yeah, not middle of the street. Let me try it one more time. I am fine. I like the way this set up. This is a 6-foot ultralight. So I thought maybe, so yeah, we're a few foot shy. What's funny is this setup right here, I'd almost swear that my SV boost spool gets further with this 1.7 grams. I may have to put it on this rod just to show you guys what I'm finding out. Let me try this again. I may be able to turn this down a little bit. Here we go. Okay, now that was a good cast, but that was still not any further than I was throwing with that SV with a 661. This is a 6-foot rod, so it is a little shorter, but it is an ultralight. Okay, so that was right there close, but I'm telling you guys, here's what we're going to find out now. In this video, I'm gonna start doing some rod swapping. So this reel we've cast a lot with on this rod. So it's time that it parted ways on that rod, even though I like that's a sweet little kind of custom little made thing I made that I know it takes a, it's kind of like that, a face only a mother could love. Some of you guys won't like that, but I actually like that. But we're going to take this off. We're going to take this off for right now. And now this is going to go on this rod, but not right now. And we got the lingo out here. He's watching. We got him out there. He may get into some action. We don't know yet. We haven't decided yet. Depends on how cold my hands get, how soon, or whatever happens. But what I've also done is out here testing this, casting it with on this rod. This is the exact setup that I was using on the SV Boost, right? The Zillion. So right there, middle of the street. Doesn't seem to get any more distance with the 6'6" light than it did with the 5'6" ultralight. So my theory of the rods making a difference, maybe that's out the window. But I will give this reel this. It gets there almost like every time, all the time. And the Dark Wolf and the Black Knight too kind of have that same feeling with this bait. Yeah, right? 60 feet. I only hit 60 foot once with the SV Boost, but the ability that the fact that I did get it out there actually amazed me. It's definitely a harder to cast type deal. I'm gonna try to get you guys adjusted right here. I'm throwing that hard. It's kind of funny how I got it set. It's 1 away from 3 still, if you guys remember right. If you go to 3, you can baby it, but you don't really gain any more distance, and if you cast too hard, it'll backlash. So 1 more cast, and then I'm casting that baby hard, and it's actually going just over 60 feet probably. So this rod actually may cast just a touch, which I keep saying it makes sense. We're gonna play a drinking game. Every time I say it, well, it makes sense, or I'm gonna be honest, kind of like Sarah Palin at Maverick. You guys would be drunk at the end of these casting videos, I'm telling you. You guys would be smoked. Okay, what do I want to do? Hang on, here we go. So let me cut this off. I'm not even going to throw the other baits because we're going to stick with that bait. That 1.7 is as low as I go. It's kind of like, it's my trout magnet. Like the Real Test has his trout magnet. Let's just put this guy on here. I've never thrown this on here. Oh boy. Ooh. Favorite rod. I'd like to say my new favorite reel, but actually it isn't. I'll be honest. Probably my coolest reel, but my favorite reel is right there. That reel is something else. But this is a very awesome reel too. It's just, well, it's got the older technology. If you guys haven't watched or heard, Shimano is coming out with a new Aldebaran BFS. So possibility, whatever technology that thing's gonna have in it, if the spool's different or whatever, that you'll probably see pop up one of these, or the ability to buy the stuff and switch it or whatever. We'll have to wait and see. You know, did they completely change the reel? Because it wasn't too long after the Aldebaran BFS came out that then this Calcutta Conquest BFS did. So I was kind of hoping that they would come out with a whole new Aldebaran before they came out with a BFS. Here's the thing though, they could be doing it. You don't know about Shimano. The Shimano, them dirty dogs. They could be coming out with kind of like they did the Limited or whatever. They came out with it and then boom, they went right to the brand new one. You know, they kind of got rid of what they had left. They slapped a different paint job on it. You know, a little bit of stuff was different, but not a ton. Or they could be sticking with the Aldebaran frame for the long haul, you know, longer. So it kind of, in a way, it's a letdown that they didn't just come out with the new Aldebaran and then in the next year or so come out with the newer BFS versions. But anyway, I don't know what I think about that whole deal. I was going to make up a whole little clickbait video just talking about it. We could talk about the pros and cons and the this and the that's, but no, we're going to do a cast test. Battle. So this reel, I like the way it casts. I ain't gonna lie. I may like it better than the Aldebaran. Do I like how it palms? No. Do I like the retrieve? Yes. Best retrieving reel I've ever owned. The smoothest. Nothing compares. Well, the only thing that even thought about coming close was actually another Shimano. I had the, well, hang on, let me get it cast in. Okay. So I don't think the rod really makes a huge difference here either. But if you guys remember, I had the Metanium. I actually had a couple. I had a decked out BFS Metanium, had all the different red stuff on it, KTF spool. And I had another one, and I don't know why, but the other one did not feel as smooth as the one that was KTF stuff on it. But that was probably, until I got this reel, the smoothest reel I'd ever had. And I've had I think I've only had one Steez. I had the SS Air. I thought the SS Air was not that great. I think the Aldebaran is not that great. None of my Aldebarans is what I would call on the real smooth level. And, you know, they're not bad, but they lack that part. Okay, I'm casting hard, and I don't feel I'm gaining anything. I think it's almost the same as that lure killer. It's like no issues. I mean, if I do have any, it's not like an overrun. If I let it hit the ground before I put my thumb, there's like a turn or two of the spool, but it's not backlashing. Okay, right there. Finally, you see how it was harder though? I had cast after cast. I went just over 60 foot right there. Just barely over that crack that's out in the middle of the road. I only did it once. I sat here and made several casts. Not quite, probably 59, close to 60, but now I could go tie on a trout magnet and destroy all of our days. The rest of my day trying to cast that thing would be a nightmare. So, Lou, do I want to try a different bait? Let's just see if this old dog spools up big time. Now, I'm not comparing this to the Dark Wolf. We're comparing this spool to that spool as far as... I think they're... I'd be honest, I think if anything, this might get a foot over this guy. The actual BFS spool over the SV Boost with the probably half or a little less spooled up. It might still hold out and get a foot over it. With the with the 16th ounce, 1.6 gram crankbait. Let's see what this guy does. Whoa, I went way too high. But it zinged, zinged it. So, oh, I got some. Oh no, it got off. Dang it, didn't set the hook right. Oh wait, I ain't got no hooks. This bait ain't got no hooks, no wonder. Let me zing it. That went way up in there, still went way over there. There we go. I would say can't call it 100% for sure, but I think if anything, the SV Boost catches up and passes everything when it comes to 4 grams. When it comes to 4 grams, now I can zing that bait. Nah, it's probably even with these, man, these stock BFS spools are good. The Shimano ones. I guess I might save that for another day. What weight? Because I've talked about doing it, but I don't know if I'm gonna mess with it today. What weight does SV Boost totally beat all of the BFS? Like before it gets into regular gear. Because technically I wouldn't call that regular. This is 6 grams. I wouldn't call that regular. You would normally throw it with spinning gear, I would think anyway. It's hard to get very much distance with the regular rod and reel bait caster. But let's see what this thing will do with it. What's funny is that 2 grams and a bigger, I don't know if it's because it's bigger, so it catches air more and it's only 2 grams heavier, but it seems like it's only gains like a couple feet, and it's a way bigger looking and it definitely weighs more bait. Yeah, it may just be how the bait is and goes through the air. But that, I think it was the MK9 in the last video did the same thing, struggles. What do you guys want to see, the lingle? I think I want to see the lingle on it. Whoa, look out. Yeah, that bait definitely does not. Oh, I got one. I got a treat. It's the freaking Charles fish. Oh my God. Hang on. This is gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt. It broke. Somebody's got to climb up and get that bait back out of the tree. But that's all right. Oh, what did the... Oh my God. Ah. Well, that's a perfect time to end this video. Lingle's out. I got to do this, undo this knot. I'm not worried about that bait up in the tree, but at some point in time we'll get it. Perfect time to bring it to a close. What did we find out? Not a freaking thing. Everything. I don't know if I'm going to put anything else together today, but this reel comes close as far as it's only kind of like what we've been seeing as I just come out and do random tests. It's the same thing whether it's on a 661 light, the Dark Wolf Ultras, and your Black and Night 2s just get more distance on the 1.5, 7 grams, whatever. And then I was kind of wanting to see how well this guy did with it more or less spooled, and I was wanting to share that info with you guys. You definitely, it starts struggling lightweight baits the more line you put on. So I think though I could get by. I think I could take this to a little creek or stream, put on just like what one of these holds, and almost hold my own fishing with, you know, this bait and heavier, 1.7 grams and heavier. I wouldn't even need a BFS spool or nothing. I would want to put it on, you know, a BFS rod. But I really think that that's how good that SV Boost spool is. In all honesty, it's legit. It's just, it is. The lingle will have to wait another day. Unless I sit here while I'm talking to you guys and I manage to get this little knot out and get this, because I don't want to waste this line. I could just cut it, pull that reel off. Oh boy. Oh my God. So only downside to braid is when you pull that line back, whether it be like breaking like I did, or you miss a bite and the line comes shooting back at you, it catches itself, it like wads up over itself. It's kind of insane. It's kind of nutty. You would think, which it kind of is easier since it's different colors, you can see it different going in different angles, but I have no idea where it starts and ends. And it always involves a leaf. I think a leaf is a sign. When you see this, go in the house, do not come back out until you see green ones of these sticking out. Right? It's like a sign. Sign from God. That is the wrong, I pulled that the wrong way. This is like a puzzle. You guys like puzzles? I don't know. You pull one of these and poof, it'll just fall apart. That was one of them. Oh no, it went, wrong puzzle piece. I just tied it in a knot. And if I wouldn't have already, I just cut some line off because I had too much on. If I wouldn't have done that, I could have actually cut this and still been about where I was. Oh my God. Nope. Tied it in a freaking knot. How much line did I waste? Not that much. We're going to cut it again. Okay, throw that in your pocket and move on with life. It's just braid, right? We're done using that reel. I got to tie on a new, leader at some point. So it must have broke at the leader I just tied, because I didn't see no regular line. So here we go. Here we go. Hang on, we're only 20 minutes into this shootout. We're still going. I was gonna end it, but no. It's not over till the fat braid sings. I'm gonna put this guy back on I'm gonna do one more test, kind of just to get the line out, but also to, I don't think I threw the 4 gram, did I? I don't think I threw the 4 gram bait with this guy on this rod. So we're gonna throw the lingle, and I haven't thrown him in a while, just to see where he throws that 1.7 and the 4 gram on this rod. And we're gonna use the line off this guy, because the lingle cannot hold the line that's on the the Zillion 100, or Zillion 1000, I think it's actually called. I just call it the Zillion since it's the only one I own. That was probably way too many wraps for just out here playing around, but oh well. It worked. We lost our snap in that battle too. So let me throw this, switch, we'll just see what it does, and then I'll switch to the lingle. Probably throw this again with the lingle, then cut the line, then retie on the 1.7. I threw down, but it hit the curb. You guys see that? So looks like it will also cast almost all this line off too. One more. There we go. Whoa! Look at that. Cast all that line off. That's why I gotta put more line on the, I think they'll hold just a touch more and they could use it because they can zing off all that line. All right, lingle, see how tough you are. Something, get off that. What are you doing on that rod? Get over here. Look, you don't want to part ways with his buddy over there. All right, this is the last little hoorah. We're gonna, oh boy, I lost the line. No, it's in my hand, but I can't see it. All right, we're gonna string up the lingle, do a little dingle dangle, and the zinga zanga. Just like Sheldon, right? Bazinga. Will you come? Oh my God. That freaking thing. It's so... Oh boy, it's so twisted up. And I might add, the minute your hands start getting a little cold, it just makes it harder to do things with them. We're not using tape or nothing fancy. We're just sticking that line in a hole. Hopefully we don't throw, if it looks like it's gonna throw it all off, I'll stop it. But the lingo, where am I set at? 3, just 1 past 3, which is about the same as all these others. Once you add the magnets and the Black Knight 2 and the Dark Wolf Ultra, everything's close. 3 or 4 on the Zillion. So almost. Let's get one more. Let's put the hammer down. Let's burn some rubber, put the hammer down. Oh, I cast down. Literally, I went down. I cast way too far down. One more cast, we're gonna put on the 1.7, then we're gonna end this video after we cast it real quick. All right, close. They're all like right there. I'd say, yeah, maybe one more. You're right, say that dark wolf maybe got an extra foot on this 4 gram bait. I was thinking that this should cast this bait a little further than those, but we do have ceramic bearings in both. We got ceramic, or no, wait, we got micros, the red Roro, whatever they are. I think they're micros, they may not be ceramic. And then we got ceramic in the dark wolf. Okay, I stopped it, but it is right there close. So I want to leave that line on. We got to come in, tie it off. I would almost say that the Zillion and the Dark Wolf Ultra are just a touch over this when it comes to 4 grams. But the lingual actually holds a little, well, not a little. The lingual does hold more line than the Dark Wolf Ultra if you get into a, once you go to this size bait or bigger, you're not going to be able to get technically the same amount of distance with the, oh, this one's got a thing on it. I guess I should have tied that one on. Hang on, I'm almost done. Playing around out here. Go in, take a I just got off work, by the way. I never even made it in the house. I stopped by the post office. Sent some magnets out to Jay. Got home, been down in the garage. Let's see. Come on, Lingle, don't let me down. Let's see what the lingual can do. Oh, I threw it down, but it did hit a couple feet out in the street. And I keep throwing it down. I might, almost like I need to turn down the brakes, like it's dragging it down too much. Let me try one more. Okay, there we go. Right where all the others go. About, well, that one, it's harder to get there. But I think, actually, I don't mean right where the others, I think it goes, hang on, let me get a good cast in and I'll talk about it. Okay, well, that sucked. I think it'll get where the Dark Wolf Ultra was getting, but it's harder to get it there. I have to put a little more oomph into it. It doesn't backlash, but it's like it's a harder thing to do. So yeah, no backlash, 59 feet, not quite 60, but they're all getting close to that. I think I got 60 with the, didn't I get 60 with the Shimano once? Hang on. Okay, there's over 60 with the lingual. Get another one in here. The kind of wind, the wind's died down right this second. Yeah, I zinged it, it got well over that. Let me try to show you where that shot went. I think was it the SV boost I got within, oh wow, that went way over. So right here's the middle. So here's 60, where my foot is, and then out right over here. If you guys see that moving. So I would guess 62 to 4 feet. So the lingual, the zingles. So yeah, when you get a good cast, but I think I was doing something like that with the Dark Wolf Ultra too, though. Uh-oh, something happened. I didn't take that line off here anyway. So other than the guys that you see on there talking about, you know, whether it be on a forum or on their YouTubes or whatever, about how, you know, you need this or that. Like a lot of these, the higher end stuff, whether it be the higher end AliExpress stuff, the higher end JDM, you know, Chinese, Japanese stuff. Once you get into the bigger, which nowadays I guess this is considered a bigger bait, you know, everybody now is worried about throwing the 1 gram trout magnet, 7 gram, you know, this nutty stuff that I can't hardly catch a fish on that kind of stuff anyway. Right here's my wheelhouse, is where these can catch a bunch of fish. And I'm kind of finding that all these, well, the new batch, the old dogs of the Aldebaran BFS, and the new batch of AliExpress reels with these lightweight spools, actually this new SV Boost has surprised me on just what that thing that's not even designed really, I guess, to be a BFS, but its capabilities. You guys want to see? I guess just out of curiosity, since I'm ready to end the video, but I still technically have a little fillings left in my fingers. I'll string it right up on this one, and we'll just see what it does with the 6-foot ultralight lure killer big trout. If I can get there's a knot tied into that line. Oh, that's right. I tied a knot when I put the other line on the, I had the Black Knight 2 line on here. That's what that knot's from. It's hard to get through the eyes. Hang on. One more little test here. Tie this guy back on. Do a quick little, how far can it go on this rod, and then we're done. And that's why I guess I can talk real quick and tell you, and you'll see why I've always recommended that Teton 661. That rod is casting all these baits as far, if not a touch further, than these ultralight rods. And it's a light rod, and it's also strong enough. It's the rod that can set it's the only light, I guess, that I've seen can cover the spectrum. It can throw these little 1.7 grams as good as an ultralight, yet it can set a hook on the shaky head jig as good as, say, a medium or medium light. You know, it just has that, the coverage it has is crazy. It's awesome. Awesome rod. These other rods are, you know, a lot of these rods are good rods. They just can't cover that broad spectrum. So that's why it's still one I do recommend, the 661 Cunning Teton or 662. I want to say $81 right now on AliExpress. Okay, let's see, where do I even have this set? It is on 3, I think. So it's right where it technically should be. Let's just see where it goes. Oh boy, that was not good. I think the extra whippiness of this rod did not like that. Let's try it again. Let's try that again. Maybe I don't need to, maybe when a rod is whippier, you don't need to let out that much line. Okay, out in the street, you get a feel for the way this one does this. I'm gonna put some power into it now. All right. I almost feel like it's not as good for this rod, or reel anyway, on this rod. I almost feel like that this rod was definitely better with the Calcutta Conquest, because I was throwing pretty hard with it. Look at that, it bounced all the way back to me. Did you guys see that? But like when I try to put a lot of power into it, I guess because I know I can throw it harder with this, that whippiness of the rod's is screwing me up. That was weird. that literally only went out a few feet, bounced back, and the backlash was like not hard to get out. Or that one, I don't know. It's almost like, do I need to set it 1 notch tighter? Go to 4? Was I throwing this on a different rod when I had it set at 4? Because for some reason it was set at 4. But 3's where I like it on almost all the other stuff. I'm gonna go to 4 and just see what it does. That is weird. Hang on. Let's try. Oh, I threw it down that time. Oh my God. I definitely don't think this. I guess bigger, heavier spool is better for bigger rod if you're throwing, even if you're throwing lightweight baits. No, I do not like 4. 4 is restricting it too much with this bait. Well, now it's struggling. Hit the struggle bus. I think I've found its weakness. Little flimsy rods. That SV Boost doesn't like it. You can't like get it going right for some reason. Nope, something about it. It does not like that at all. Huh, makes me want to put it right back on the 661, because if you remember right, the cast tests we were doing were with the bigger, which I can't remember. Do you remember the 2 gram? It's hitting the street, but it is definitely nowhere near. Like my ability to just zing it is not working on this rod. It's like it totally went away. That is weird. That is strange. Do I have something? Let me make sure the guides are all going right. Something is totally not good. Oh, let me try it back on 4 one time, then I'm gonna get out of here. I'm gonna throw it as hard as I can, and I'm gonna tighten it until it does not backlash, throwing it as hard as I can. I'm freaking boosting it. And it just goes down. It wouldn't have backlash, but it like, that number 4 setting is just too much brakes. That is ridiculous. So even on 4, it'll hit the street, but that's, I don't know, something ain't right. Hello? La Fuentes, we just had Chipotle last night. We had, oh yeah, you guys are used to us getting Chipotle on Tuesdays? No. Yeah, this thing, something's wrong. I gotta get out of here. Valencia's wanting to get something to eat. Say hi to everybody. Quit. She is horrible. Get out of here.
Let me say hi.
No, you're done.
Let me say
Thanks
hi.
for watching.
Let me say hi.
See you guys later. This kid is nuts.